Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Plot device. I don't want you to win, but if you can point the evidence, you can advance in the game. Yeah. Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. I see. I remember the ending. Okay, we're going towards it. Yeah. Murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of these shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot was fired had something to do with the case? I don't think I do. I do? Rick says I do. The hole in the glass. That's a good point. If the gun went off once, it would have been from inside to his heart and killed him. So why is there a hole in the glass? I agree. Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. The bullet was found inside the person. You have the evidence for that. We do. It's right there. Now, Mr. Von Calmer, you save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to the incident? Hold on. Yeah, this one is the one that was in his heart. Which means, how did this hole get in the glass?
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago, because somebody went inside the elevator, closed the doors, and then took a picture. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. Let me get this straight. The photo proves 2 shots. Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge!
Take that!
As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. A bullet hole in the door? Your Honor! Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. But who could that someone else be? The murderer. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL incident file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. Not a single clue was found at the scene. It's not actually showing. Hold on. Air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at the time of the incident. No clues found on the scene. The parrot wasn't in there. The parrot wasn't in the scene. He wasn't even there yet. Or bought. He was still in a pet shop. If the pistol had indeed fired 2 times, the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. Does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. Could the shot have been fired from outside? I mean, that's possible. I don't see a way to figure out which way the bullet was fired through the door. That's a good point. There's undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hold the door. It was a bullet that made a hole in the door. He was still not born, probably. That's true, because we don't know when he bought the parrot. And I don't think... How old can parrots go, actually, when I'm thinking about it? They're between two doors, so probably not. Yeah, that's true. Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Dude, I almost got the German there! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet doesn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? Joy, happy Monday. Hope you're having a great Monday. I'm sorry, Maya. It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get the Edgeworth declared innocent. Sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else, who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Yeah, where's Mia when we need her? We need her... We need her, presence. Seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. So you killed your father, though? That was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Very well, statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce the verdict of the defendant right here. Right now. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank and I can't find the words. Right? I have an objection.
Objection!
Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Dude, he's like the king of oof. I don't know. This case is perfect. Grah. It must exist. The second bullet. Dude, are we channeling now? What did you say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist, but where? Someone took it. Seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers, Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It exists. We just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. Dude, Phoenix Wright is known for just bluffing his way forward until something that's not BS comes into view, and he's like, haha, I told you so. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer. Can tell us just who is this murderer. I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet. Okay. How? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Did he need the bullet? I don't know if this matters, but, was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? I'd say no. It was more he didn't want it found. Why would the murderer have spent time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Sriracha, happy Monday. Yeah, he is a pro. Fake it till you make it, and he's doing well with it. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside them? Think crazy, the tagline for Shooting Right. Exactly. Or think outside the box. We can go a little more sophisticated. Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yeah, I guess that's how it would work. There's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside. Yeah. Two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up a pistol at his feet and throws it. Pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Yeah, me too, Dim. I was like, this is so good. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever seen. And no, I can't tell you're grasping. I can tell you're grasping, yet I can't deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. All was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of any... Hey, Nick. I just thought of something really crazy. That's my protege. We thinking crazy. Go for it. Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? That Von Karma went on a several-month vacation. Gregory was dealt a blow in his perfect trial. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months. Unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in this many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, it can only mean one thing. It's the reason we still have the metal detector in our evidence. He was the murderer in DL6. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? I hope they need to say that line more often. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Should I come out and say it now? There are several points. There's at least one part in this trilogy we're going to go to where I had to redo an entire trial because we presented evidence sooner than we were allowed to. So every time a question like this comes up, I sit and think for a second. Because I remember that one very much. I think it was the conclusive, the last trial in that, whichever game that was. I'm gonna say save it for a better time. This is my trump card, I better save it for the right time. Mr. Wright, something the matter? I'm fine, Your Honor. Shall we carry on with the trial, then? That said, we have no farther to go. further. We're not measuring actual distance. We're measuring... Never mind. In other words, the verdict. What? Ew, Manfred, don't wink at me. Think right. You said that someone from the outside was the murderer. There's one more in this game? Oh gosh. I only remember the one. You cannot suggest anyone as a possible subject, which means your conjecture is worthless. And I will be rejected, of course. Nick! Now's the time to be holding... Now's no time to be holding a trump card. Trial's almost over. Okay. Okay. Here it is. Your Honor, there's a suspect, one lone suspect. That's interesting. Alright, well, Mr. Wright, who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Hmm? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there? You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months, starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? I know, Capricious, isn't it so great? We, like, people who've played this before remember these random events like, oh, it was so good. Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. Probably didn't undergo surgery. I don't believe a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. Yeah, Brick, you're gonna love this. You are going to love this playthrough and this entire series, and you're gonna fall in love. Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. They couldn't have. You can't pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? The bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? That's the only reason we still have this freaking thing in here. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like that so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find. Oh, you sweating now, bro? You sweating? I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order. Order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. Or, I'm sorry, he'd probably say privacy. Statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Ugh. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. What does this mean? I don't know. But we have to give it a shot. It's another phrase we could take for Phoenix to say forever. Now, was that the metal detector or was that somebody's microwave? Go get your snack if it was your microwave. Oh no, it was the metal detector. Got it. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. You had popcorn a few minutes ago, Dim? That's right. Thanks for always doing that. You know, that's something I could, like, brag to my friends at church and whatnot. Somebody gets like a barrel of popcorn, makes it, and then comes and watches the stream. That's pretty cool. I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. You have popcorn too, Capricious? Yes! You guys are awesome. It's like you're watching an interactive movie. Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. You have pita chips? That's actually awesome. Do you have, hummus to go with them? No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Showing that Maya isn't useless.
Take that!
That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All the bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings match, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove that bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Von Karma? Oh, yeah. And that's the scream that Edgeworth heard. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier! Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you breathing my air because I'm crazy! Get away! Get away from my father! I don't do screams, sorry. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? You would dare defy me. So it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death. Death. Ping, happy Monday. Yeah, that guy's head is, like, imprinted now. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. Never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. Sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. Yeah, going to jail. Give yourself a concussion. That way you can claim ignorance. It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. Pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. It was pain! A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all laying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol at my feet. I knew then it was my destiny. That's the scene from shooting on the boat. That's not him shooting now. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. 'Cause everything's perfect with me. Tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open the elevator door? Judge? What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Take your time, Dim. Good to see you for now. End it. Very well. Freaking. Who's edgy now? Appears we have come to the very long way to the end of the maze. 15 years later. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. He got to be declared not guilty twice in one day. Yeah, Von Karma's pretty, resilient, banging his head against the wall that many times and walking around with a freaking bullet. Nick, we did it! Woo! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's trying to be all cool, but inside you crushed him. Crushed. Gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we had done it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time. But now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. The thank you, right. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. Just got you there. Woo! Amazing, pal. You pulled through like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. My salary went down a bit this month, but who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? Take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Howdy, y'all! Lotta! Y'all great in there. Thanks. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats! Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in a cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Well, yeah, let's be bygones, alright? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? Well, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? It's over, Nick. My life's over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Fiancé. She's gonna live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Dude, that's two of his girlfriends who've gone to Paris. The first one when he was on trial with the clock, and now this one. What is up with him and models being his girlfriend and then going to Paris? Whew. I hope Lotta's stuff is in the back of the camping supply thing, because I think that was off limits. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. Treat me, my treat, pal. Larry does not have the best luck with women. He's dating a bunch of airheads, and he is airhead. It's not a good mix. Whoa, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for like prison food, right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Did freaking Larry actually take the lunch money? Did he take the lunch money? 38 exactly? Nick? Wasn't that the exact amount of lunch money that was stolen from Edgeworth in school? No. No! Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I was never good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, Wait, you said you didn't remember, Edgeworth. Why are you remembering now? Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events. Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Do you think the statute of limitation has run out by now? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Wow. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily. Death. The death sentence for both y'all. Man, if only I had known, I'd have become a prosecutor. Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I'd known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. That's actually pretty sad. Want to switch, right? Hey, y'all, line up and I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that dinner's on me. We got to see the picture, right? Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom. Dude, that is like tons of weight off someone's shoulders if for the last 15 years he thought he killed his dad. Ooh. Even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Why was he in detention? Something's wrong. Why is he in detention? Questioning? I suppose, but they shouldn't keep him in detention. They should just have him, like, there for... Well, I guess it was only for that night, maybe. I don't think that... anyway, I don't know how all this stuff works. Man. You want a game with Phoenix as prosecution? Isn't there a Phoenix game where he does that one round? I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Oh, that means he got drunk. It's still only 5. Maybe we should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Yeah, Capricious is right. There's 2 Edgeworth investigation games, so it's kind of like that. Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless, so I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium, for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. We never got to tell her how important her last piece of information was, because if we didn't have that bullet, we wouldn't be able to get it, so... What time is it? The first trains for the mountains have already left. At 5 in the morning? Dang. The only things I knew that were open that late, or open that early, were like Starbucks and donut shops. Guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! Wendy's is open? Wendy's is open at 5? I didn't even know they had breakfast. So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And, I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? No, you stop her right now. Hold it! That's good. I'm glad you used the soundbite. Wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister. Yeah, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. I didn't do anything! All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. That was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Couldn't have done it without you. No. Yeah, we're good. Kaza, how you doing, man? Happy Tuesday to you. Too tired to watch? Well, that's a first, and that's good. So, enjoy your evening, man. Thanks for coming in. That's very kind of you to come stop by and say hi and then leave. That's, like, just pretty cool. That's pretty boss. Enjoy your sleep, man. I'll be back soon. I'm gonna complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. That suit suits me. The only... Thank you, Capricious. Because again, this is my defense badge. Also my stream badge. That's why we're doing. I'm gonna be wearing a suit throughout the entire Phoenix Wright playthrough. Otherwise, it's just regular suit and tie, or shirt and tie. See you soon, Maya. And as all mothers know, before she passed, something she made sure I knew is that I look pretty darn good when I dress up. Thanks, Nick. What What a great picture. Except that she's crying, only she's happy about it, so it's fine. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Because now I'm 4 for 4. No longer novice. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Objection!
So, was that the last one, an Ace Attorney? Woo! 1 out of 3 down! Woo! I think we can get through the second one before Kiwami 2 comes out. Hey, pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? I think the first one's considered? Second game only has 4. The original first game had 4. So we have 4, 4, and then 5. Cool. Oh, Nick? Haven't seen him lately. Me? Been working on a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. Freaking butts, man. There is a 5th one? Cool. Who, Wright? I remember him. I remember he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. I just want to be high and annoying for Peyton. He's so annoying. Justice for All, which is your favorite? Is that in the this isn't in that. This is the Phoenix Wright trilogy. Justice doesn't come later. Phoenix Wright? A defense attorney whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. You should have known. I've been over the management of Gatewater Hotel. Should have been in the area. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Would you like some tea? Hobo Phoenix? Yes. I want his beanie. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Ah, yes, me as understudy, was he not? I remember what I was doing. I've seen him late. The days of my youth, like a scent of a fresh lemon, you see. Random sniffle. Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star like the name of Phoenix. You know what they say about putting all movies in TV nowadays? I'm an old lady, blah, 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 windbag. Welcome back, Dim. We're watching the credits before we go into the second one. I'm pleased to announce The Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Wright a great deal. I'll keep my face out of public until the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know, that I am playing a pink princess. Yeah, that would ruin some people's lives. Yeah, he still hasn't got his painting lab. I don't think he's going to. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but I don't have the time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says I can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? That's really nice, pen pals with Penny. That's pretty cool. Right? Who's that? You wanna talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. And I saw her, the one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. I'm kind of shocked for a boy of my tender age. I'm surprised he went to Pink Princess instead of sticking with, like, Samurai. I'm pretty sure that one's still going on. Yeah, I remember, right? The lawyer guy. Me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them there was a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. I think she's reoccurring one other time. I think. Maybe not. Either way, I can work on my southern drawl. Oh gosh, there was. Hi, Mia. Victory! Victory! I'm gonna say her right hand in that picture looked pretty big. Oh, that was good. That was a good segue.